For our research project, we looked into the funding and allocated funds of the education system, and we wanted to study the differences of socioeconomic status and the resolve that the students have in school. We also wanted to look at, are we giving too much money to certain programs? Are we giving not enough money to certain programs? How can the education system balance out?
Initially, our group was interested in investigating if children in low SES areas have different educational concerns than children in high SES areas. After consideration, we wanted to take a more macro approach and analyze people's overall perceptions of funding towards the education system. Taking a more macro approach allowed our group leeway to focus on society's perceptions of the education system and develop fundamental understandings of how public opinion shifts. If we were to continue this study, we would reconstruct our hypothesis to focus on funding at the meso and macro levels.
My name is Brandon Garricky. Our group chose the quantitative method for a few main reasons. These reasons are mostly based on the short time span to conduct our research and how COVID would affect class and group participation. While using the quantitative method, we were able to see how Americans perceive the funding of our school systems, especially when new presidents are elected. To dive deeper into this, we also used research articles to back up the data.
For our findings, we were able to use 2 GSS data surveys and 1 research article. The first survey we used asked if whether or not it is fair for rich people to buy good education. And the second survey asked if good education helps get people ahead in life. For the first survey answers, we were able to see that, for the most part, people thought it was pretty unfair for rich people to buy a good education. And from the second survey, we were able to see that people think good education is important to help get people ahead in life. So this shows that people think it is unfair for the rich to obtain good education, and that good education does help get people ahead in life. From the article we got, it was by Nell K. Duke from Michigan State University. And in the article, he went to 2 first grade classrooms. The difference between the 2 first grade classrooms was that one was a high income SES area and the other was a low income SES area. He was able to find some differences. In the high income SES area, he was able to notice more books, more writing, and more opportunity for academic interest. However, in the low income SES area, he was able to observe that there were more worksheets and more to do with following directions.
As seen in the comparison of education in high-income SES areas and low-income SES areas, increased access to financial resources is directly correlated with greater access to higher quality educational material and opportunities. We predicted that socioeconomic status and/or race influence a child's perceptions of their experiences and quality of education, and we wanted to know the general opinion around funding in education. Through the studies we analyzed, we found that low-income SES areas had worse access to educational material and opportunity. On top of this, we found that almost 90% of respondents felt that education was extremely important to furthering oneself in life, yet 75% of respondents felt mixed or negative emotions in relation to the disproportionate amount of spending in educational systems here in the United States. All in all, our findings matched our predictions, and we found that funding for education plays a vital role in the general population's opinion on education and its quality.
After conducting research on how is the United States educational funding perceived, we have found that the GSS data has shown us a pattern in educational funding. As you look at the graph, you will see that over the years, the national spending on the nation's education is not consistent. The rate fluctuates each year we get a different president in office, causing the funding for school to go up or down. If you look at the graph, you will see the spending on education from 2010 to just about 2015 has rose significantly. Then it begins to drop, and this could be from the different morals of the presidents. When Barack Obama was in office, he pushed for a lot of funding to go towards schools, hence why there is a significant jump in the graph. Once Trump entered office, funds begin to drop, and this may be because his time as president, he focused on less education and more on the military. With that being said, the United States educational funding is mostly perceived by whom is currently present at the moment.